potential. I need divinity within me. Because my dream, can you imagine? Can you imagine a small man? He builds a skyscraper. It's not about, what is in you? At one point, John and James, they say they were angry with some people and they told Jesus, do we call down fire because they refuse to receive us? Jesus said, hey, you don't know what manner of spirit you are of. You are terrible. Don't just open your mouth. I remember those days when we were young. I went to visit my dad. That's about 20-something years ago when he was alive. In Nigeria, when you are a landlord, when somebody wants to rent your house, that means it's a breakthrough on its own those days. Why? Because when somebody wants to rent your house, they pay 3 years in advance, my friend. 3 whole years in advance. You just receive a breakthrough. If you want to borrow money from a landlord, just wait for somebody to rent from him. So I went to visit my dad, and he was saying, since Mama Vero packed out of that house, more than 5 people have come. And they don't come back after they see the house. I said, what happened? He said, after some months, I went into that house, I checked, and I saw a calabash that she tied something and left because she left with grievance. So people will come. They will go. They will not come back to. So he said, I have removed the calabash and the thing, he kept it somewhere special. I said, okay. I said, can I see it? Then he brought out that calabash and he said, just hold it gently. I said, okay, for his sake. Then I respected. Then I held it gently. As I walked out of the house, I went to the next dustbin, throw it up. Then I went. Then I went to that house that refused to be given out. I said, house, you are taken. Then I left. So the next day, I don't know what happened. I just said, let me pass by him. As I visited, he said, no, sit down. My son, sit down. Then he called another of my brothers. He said, go and buy drink. Go and buy some drink. My dad is entertaining me. He has never bought drinks for me before. Not knowing that as I kicked that in and walked away, that same evening, somebody came and paid 3 years to him. You need power to confront the enemy. Listen to me. No matter how nice you try to be, the devil cannot change. His weakness is to see your total destruction. So at some point, you need to engage him in battle. You don't understand. At some point, when you are tired, you will need to engage him. At some point, it will not be niceness matter anymore. Solomon said in Ecclesiastes, he said, surely oppression makes even the wise man mad. So at some point, your wisdom of trying to do it gently, so that nobody quarrels, at some point it will fail. At some point, you will just have to accept that this is a devil. At some point, you just have to accept that this woman hates me. At some point, you just have to accept an enemy. Jesus himself, he said in John chapter 6, he said, am I not the one that have chosen 12 of you and one of you is a devil? It's a devil. You got to accept. A lot of people are in trouble today because they wish that the devil is not all that devilish. And so they don't want, you should understand, it's not like that. You don't talk like, your child that died, it is that woman's witchcraft that killed it. But yet you keep playing gentle and doing smear, around this thing. At some point, you need to engage in battle. That is life. I said what? At some. Why? The devil will not stop. His weakness is to see your total destruction. That is his own weakness. He can't change himself. So forget about how it looks. You need to emerge as a son of God. Earnest expectation of the creation. Even the devil awaits you to slap him all along. But you've been tolerating him. So he took a big seat and sat in your house. He's been waiting for you to give him instruction. But you've been enjoying him, understanding him. There are people who Your first reaction to the spirit of error is always right. But the moment you stay around it so long, you will start to have understanding for it. You have been converted. Your first reaction, why am I tossed, if it be so? If all is well, why is it that anytime this woman come around me? Something, something inside me. Why is it that every time this person open his mouth, my spirit react? You must understand one thing. Words, my God, words are the sound of molded wind released to convey a presence over your life. And if somebody speak the wrong word, it can bring hypnotism over your destiny. Words are sounds of molded wind. You don't understand. That's why the Bible called the devil the power of the prince of the air. Words are air. So a possessed person can speak and release a demonic presence. Just as an anointed man can speak and reactivate the presence of God. Words are sounds of molded wind that conveys a presence. So, why am I tossed? Every time this person speaks, my spirit is reacting. Don't keep ignoring it. Rabokoshaka. Rebuke that spirit. Rebuke that spirit. Rebuke that spirit and claim your atmosphere. Because if your atmosphere is messed up, your activity for the day is finished. Why? You need to walk. You need to walk with a presence about you. A presence. It is the presence you carry that is making things happen. Because God saw that the Spirit of God hovers around the surface of the water, and God said, let there be light. Because the presence is already released. So the words can fall. So it's the presence you carry that makes your walk to happen. Very important. Don't allow someone to just speak over your life, say any rubbish things. You say, blessed is the man that doesn't sit among the counsel of the ungodly. When they speak, at times, it takes a long while for words to become action. Because it starts by being a thought. The moment your spirit doesn't react against it, it will settle. Before you know it, you might be thinking like the word and end up doing according to that word. So on a daily basis, you need to know how. Oh boy. You need to know how to clean yourself up from words that you have heard. Lord, every word that have been spoken around me that somehow is troubling me, I remove myself from it. I deactivate its effect. Because words can be activated over your life. Blessing can be spoken over your life. You have an inner wind to keep sanctified. To separate. The Bible called Jesus separated from sinners. Not that he hates sinners, but there is a dimension of word. I don't want to go too deep into that. But there is a calling over your life. And there is a wind about you that makes things to work for you. You need to keep it active. You need to keep it active. The presence of God. You come to church. The numbness. Forget about the story. Be a God chaser. Listen to me. It's not even your righteousness. It's not your righteousness. It's your hunger for righteousness. Matthew 5:6. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst after righteousness. Say, for they shall be filled. It's not your righteousness, but your hunger for it. Your pursuit for it. That is what makes the difference about who you will become. Mary Magdalene needed to meet Jesus badly. She was a harlot. Nobody knows your life. At times people judge you based on how you survive. And they don't know that you have responsibility that is bigger than you. And your opportunities are so few, so limited. And this woman saved what she got through harlotry. Saying, I want to put it in the master. any day he will preach in this environment. Maybe she has been hearing of Jesus for the past 2 years. The day Jesus came around that area, Mary Magdalene, with everything she has saved out of what? Harlotry. Went to buy a box of alabaster. Oh my God. And came. And when she was coming, people already judged and condemned and finished her. But it is still the situation of her life that opened her door. Because if she touches anybody on the way, they become unclean. Because she was a sinner. So when she got into that presence, the house of the Pharisees has people that protect, that guide, and so on and so forth. But yet she was able to enter because nobody wanted to be touched. And she saw the master and said, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. The next thing she started. And the Pharisees said, this man, if he was a holy man truly, would have known what manner of woman this is. It is what manner of man he is that matters, not what manner of woman. Jesus was seeing the hunger in her, that this woman wants to connect with her own destiny by a divine encounter. It doesn't matter where you are coming from. Bring your candle, reach out, connect to light, become a light, and become a life. At times, maybe your offering is all you had, but you want to connect. Jesus, he saw another woman. He said, indeed, this woman gave more than everybody. And the disciples said, what do you mean? Pharisees and millionaires, all these people have. No, he said, no. When she gave, her life went with it. The Pharisees, after they gave, though what they gave could be able to build a church, they still have something to fall back on. Life must connect to life. It's a sacrifice. You must slaughter yourself for Jesus to raise you back to life. Your inner wind is the life of God fully in you. The Bible says, of his fullness have we all received, and grace for grace. Of his fullness have we all received. Somebody stand up. Of his fullness, stand up somebody. Of his fullness have we all received, and grace for grace, and grace for grace. The same grace upon him, grace upon you, grace upon me, grace upon you, grace upon me, grace upon. Why? Of his fullness have we all received, and grace for grace. Likewise, go and do. As you see me succeed in my calling, go and succeed in your business. As you see me succeed in ministry, go and succeed in your marriage. Go and succeed in your politics. Go and do likewise. Greater works than these shall you do, for greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world. Start to bless the name of the Lord, somebody. Lando bokes makastos. Mento kaboka ya takadagu kodogobosa. Preketu prekito makrito pekeria. Bra da 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 da.